In the complex landscape of modern dating, there is one silent force that determines whether a relationship thrives or crumbles into resentment: boundaries. Many men believe that being agreeable or supportive at all costs is the path to a woman's heart. However, the reality is starkly different. Respect is not a gift, it is a standard you establish through the lines you refuse to let others cross. Without a clear set of boundaries established early, you aren't building a relationship, you are building a cage for your own self-respect. Today, we dive deep into the 5 non-negotiable pillars of masculine frame that every man must implement before the first crack in the foundation appears. Pillar 1: The Fortress of Financial Privacy. The first and perhaps most volatile boundary is the protection of your financial data. In the early stages of a relationship, your income, your assets, and your net worth should remain behind a curtain of privacy. The philosophy: when you reveal your financial power too early, you inadvertently change the nature of the selection process. Instead of a woman being attracted to your character, your drive, and your personality, she begins to calculate your utility. The expansion: you must avoid the rescue complex. If a woman you are newly dating presents financial struggles, your role is to provide emotional perspective, not a bank transfer. Providing financial solutions before a deep, long-term commitment is established creates a provider-client dynamic rather than a romantic one. A high-value man knows that his worth is not his wallet, and he guards that information until she has earned the right to see it through consistent loyalty and time. Pillar 2: Zero tolerance for the architecture of disrespect. Respect is like oxygen for a relationship. Once it's gone, everything else dies. Disrespect rarely arrives as a frontal assault, it begins as a series of micro-tests, small jokes at your expense, subtle interruptions, or comparing you to someone from her past. The philosophy: what you tolerate, you teach. If you allow a small act of disrespect to pass without a calm, firm correction, you have just signed a contract saying that your dignity is negotiable. The expansion: to handle this professionally, you do not need to raise your voice or become emotional. In fact, the more stoic you remain, the more powerful the boundary. A simple, "I don't appreciate that tone, let's keep things respectful," is enough. This isn't about control, it's about setting the frame. If she cannot meet that standard of respect, it is an immediate signal that she is not a viable partner for a high-value man. Pillar 3: The Sanctity of Time and Purpose. Your time is your most finite and valuable resource. A common mistake men make is dropping everything: the gym, their business, or their brotherhood, the moment a woman shows interest. The philosophy: a man without a mission is a man without a magnet. Women are fundamentally attracted to men who have a primary focus that exists outside of the relationship. The expansion: if she calls you for a last-minute hangout while you are in the middle of your scheduled routine, the answer must be no. Not out of spite, but out of discipline. When you rearrange your life to fit her whims, you signal that your time has no value. By maintaining your schedule, you demonstrate that you are a man of purpose. This creates a healthy challenge and ensures that when you do spend time together, that time is treated with the prestige it deserves. Pillar 4: Guarding the Gates of Emotional Labor. There is a dangerous trend where men become emotional dumping grounds or unpaid therapists very early in a relationship. The philosophy: while empathy is a virtue, absorbing years of trauma or daily workplace drama before a foundation is built is a recipe for losing attraction. This is known as the friend zone trap. The expansion: professional boundaries dictate that emotional intimacy must be earned. If the conversation becomes a constant cycle of her venting her problems while you provide the solutions, the romantic polarity vanishes. You become the safe option, not the desired option. Encourage her to be resilient and keep the early stages of the relationship focused on building positive shared experiences. You are her partner, not her counselor. Pillar 5. Mastering the art of the walk-away frame. The most powerful boundary a man can possess is the genuine willingness to walk away when the terms of the relationship no longer align with his values. The philosophy: when a woman pulls back or tests the waters by being distant, the average man leans in with more texts, more calls, and more desperation. This is a fatal error. The expansion: if she creates space, give it to her. If her interest wanes, do not chase. Chasing is an admission that you believe you cannot find better. By remaining grounded and focused on your own growth during her moments of withdrawal, you maintain your power. If she returns, she must return to a man who is still standing tall, not a man who was waiting by the door. If she doesn't return, your boundary has served its purpose by filtering out someone who didn't value your presence. Implementing these boundaries isn't about being tough or mean. It is about self-preservation. A relationship without boundaries is like a house without walls. It cannot protect what is inside. By guarding your finances, your respect, your time, your emotions, and your dignity, you create a space where a healthy, high-quality relationship can actually grow. Remember, the world will treat you exactly how you have trained it to treat you. Set your standards high, and never apologize for them.